Hey guys, so yesterday I got a 228 5-line single, which is slightly insane. For context, my PB before this was 253, and my fastest ever DNF was like a low 240. So 228 is very good, obviously. Sorry, I'm not scripting this video. I feel like sub 230 as a barrier. If you had asked me, would I ever get a sub 230? I feel like I could have seen a world in which I never got one. So this definitely feels like it came early. I really didn't know what to say after the solve. Like, this genuinely doesn't feel like it should have happened, but it did. So it's not on video, unfortunately, so I can just reconstruct it, I guess. Scramble is in the description. Scramble in your orientation, and I'll go over tracing a little bit, but you can kind of already see that this scramble is very, very lucky, and I'm glad that I was able to take advantage of it, because these scrambles like this are incredibly rare. So I don't think I'm going to be reading this for a while. Like, I don't think I'm going to be getting a scramble close to this quality for a while, let alone taking advantage of it to the extent that I did. But enough yapping. So let's please say trace is plus centers of UL buffer, which goes here, 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 here. That's that. It's just 7 algs, which is insanely good. Then it's just corners UFR. So here, 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 and then this twisted corner, which I just visually memoed that the white sticker was on the left. And that was an even number of targets, so we don't have midge corner parity, and we don't have to pseudo swap anything, so we can just trace midges normally from here. Go here, 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 and then this flipped edge, which I also use visual. And then wings, I still use UFL. I know I shouldn't. Go here, 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 and here. And that was, we've hit the buffer, and that was one continuous cycle, which was 21 targets, I believe. Yeah, 21 targets in a singular cycle, which means the two possible options is that we're done, or there's a 2 swap of wings. And you can see that the 2 wings that haven't been accounted for are solved and not swapped, which I obviously didn't check for in the solve. I just kind of felt that 21 wings in one cycle kind of felt right, and if there was a 2 swap, it happens. And then final piece I trace is X centers, and then I execute that first, which is off UBL. So it's here, 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 here. And we've exhausted the white face, so, but we're not done because there's this 2 swap that I just kind of visualed, even though the cycle ended on an odd target. So I can't, well, I can, but I shouldn't do a floating 2 swap. But I just visual memoed them and decided I'd figure it out during exec, and just kind of task overlap thinking about it with doing upcoming algs, which actually worked out really well. So that was the correct decision. So starting exec, we have here, 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 which R prime sets up this interchange. And at the end, you do R slice and R, so I cancel and do a wide move. Here to here to here is L, and R slice sets up this, and then you cancel the R slice. And also, because we have here to here to here, I cancelled undoing this setup move into starting the next setup move by doing an L2, and then the same 8 mover. Whoops. Here to here to here is D2 sets up an L slice interchange, and then R wide prime. And then here, 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 I rotate and do kind of the equivalent of what you would do in beginner big blind centers, but during think ahead I realized that the odd target was next in the 2-swap, and I realized that after I do this case like this, I'm still rotated this way, and we can do here to here to here and cancel the rotation, so it's just a pure com. So that's what I did, and again, that was something there was no real pause between those two comms. I thought of that while doing the U2 alg. So yeah, that was an example of just visually memoing and working something out on the spot, like paying off. And then I have to rotate back anyway. So here to here is the final alg, which is DR2 sets up the U wide interchange, which is kind of an ugly case, but whatever. So that was X centers done in 7 algs, which is really good, lucky. The average total center count is 19, so it's like 9.5 per center type, so 7 is really good. Now plus centers here to here to here. I did artist up the interchange, and technically what you should do is insert it in the back and do the 8 mover, but I did it in the front, so I wasted a move, which is kind of annoying. Here to here to here is an obvious 8 mover. Here to here to here is also an obvious 8 mover. Here to here to here to here, because I don't float centers, is just this 8 mover where you insert to the buffer. Here to here is R2 sets up this interchange for a 9 mover. Then here, and normally I would go here. I don't know if I mentioned this tracing, but normally I would go here, but then I realized it would end the cycle and end with a 2-swap, which actually, because I can float the 2-swap, that doesn't actually waste any algs, but instead I just pivoted to this, which is might have cost a bit of time, but whatever. And then this alg D sets up this interchange. And those at the same time. I was also 7 alg plus centers. 14 alg centers is quite literally 5 better than average, which is absurd. But now we have corners here to here to here. I don't like this case. I did a B into this 9 mover. Now, this is a real thing I did. I have UFR, RDB, RDF, and I did a Roscoe. I promise I know full 3-style, guys. I just reverted on that. The only justifiable factor of that is that they're 2 very fast 8 movers for a Roscoe. But yeah, 228 without full 3-style. I am so talented. And we have this, which is just Nicholas. And then on the last R prime, I cancelled into this 2-twist. Now midges, we have here to here to here. And because any inner slice other than M for midges is awful, we do R prime, D prime. And we have a 4 mover. Here to here to here. This is M2 interchange, so just rotate and do the pure. Here to here to here. Because the F wide alg doesn't work on midges, I just do sexy move into. I don't remember if I cancelled the move or not in the actual sort of here to here to here. R prime D makes this interchange. Here to here to here, you do D prime to create the interchange, and then D2 at the end. And then this 2-flip, B prime into the 2-flip alg. And now wings, we have here to here to here. This is L2 interchange, pure. Here to here to here. This is not a great case, but D, R prime, D prime gets this out of the M slice, so we can use this interchange. Here to here to here is a 9 mover using the R interchange. And because the last move was an R, and this next com, the setup move is an R prime, so I really should have cancelled the moves, but I didn't. Not that it matters because the setup move cancels into the insert. Whoops. Oh, fuck. Okay, problem solved. Let me do that com correctly. Here to here to here, R prime, and then, oh my god, R prime cancel into the insert, U2 interchange, I'm so sorry. Here to here is a pure 8 mover. Here to here is D prime creates its L2 interchange, and then this can be inserted like that. Here to here is D prime sets up this interchange, and then you cancel into inserting this wing, so it's D2. And here to here to here is a pure com, but it's kind of weird because the insertion is U2 3R W prime, U2 3R U2, and then L exchange. Here to here to here is a 9 mover. Here to here to here is D2 to create the interchange. And finally we have this pure parity case. And normally what I do with this case is this set up into UBR parity, but in the moment I was shaking and incredibly nervous. Not like nervous thinking I was on sub 230 pace. I honestly thought this was going to be like a low to mid 240, but I decided to do the safer method of B because I'm much less prone to mess up this parity alg with shaky hands. And B prime back, and it was solved. So that was 11 alg wings, which comes to a total alg count of 35, which is 6 better than average, which is ridiculously good. Especially because of how like center and wing carried it was, and wings being one cycle. Wings are by far the most complex piece type when it comes to cycle breaks, and there's being like floating 2 swaps, floating 3 swaps, whatever. So this was definitely very scramble carried, and I do not at all feel like I deserve a sub 230 on skill, but it did happen, and I'm very happy with this solve. So yeah, thanks for watching my shitty techniques. Lol. Use a ROS code, it makes you better.